let's move on. Let's talk about the games that will be on today. And Cameroon and Burkina Faso. No, Cameroon and Cape Verde, rather. Sorry, Cameroon and Cape Verde will play.
How many times you want them to play?
Twice.
Come on.
I want Burkina Faso to win. So Cameroon and Cape Verde, right?
Yeah.
Cameroon and
Cameroon versus Ethiopia.
Cameroon versus Ethiopia. Cameroon, Ethiopia, and then Cape Verde, Burkina Faso. I don't know why I put Cameroon, Cape Verde, but that's fine. Cameroon, Ethiopia, and Cape Verde, Burkina Faso. Yeah, we are looking at the future. So this is solely for Group A.
Well, that's Sikazwe Junior.
Yeah, Sikazwe Junior. Yannis Sikazwe Junior. And guys, the Cameroonians are hoping to make it 2 out of 2. And should they get that, that's round of 16.
They'll get it.
Sorted for them.
I think this is actually more straightforward than any other game in this competition.
Are you ready to be surprised?
No.
No.
I'm not going to be surprised.
Okay.
Mostly because Ethiopia are just Ethiopia. In that they would go, they will pass,
And
they will pass.
finish.
It looks flamboyant. It looks like they have a system playing from the back, building patiently. Cameroon gets one, they body somebody, it's the back of the net. That is basically how the game is going to go. You're probably going to see Ethiopia play the more exciting football because it is a culture. You know, it's a brand of football. Ethiopia never deviate from that sort of system. But again, the quality will come to show. And that point, we can't make it enough. When it doesn't matter how well you play, if you just don't have the quality, the team with the better quality players, all they need is a half chance. They don't even need a full chance.
Okay.
All they need is a half chance, and they will score. And I think that Cameroon, with the whole fans especially also behind them, and the sort of vilification the team got, despite that opening day victory against Burkina Faso, they would come here all guns blazing. Because I was following a lot of Cameroonian portals and a lot of spaces of Cameroonians discussing the team's performance against Burkina Faso. Very few people were impressed. You know, Cameroon, I think they're very similar to Ghana in that when they go, exactly, you know, they expect their team to go out there and blow every team apart, even if the reality is that their team is not as good as they think it is. But you know, they've got quality in that team, Cameroon, and they will know that their performance in the opening game, although they got the 3 points, which is the most important thing, the performance itself can be better. The whole fans are looking for something flamboyant, and trust me, don't underestimate the importance of winning and winning well and playing well while winning, because ultimately that is what everybody aims for. Wins are good. I mean, that's what guarantees you trophies and all that. It's supposed to also give the team confidence and what have you. But what the fans aim for ultimately is for the team to play well while winning. And for Cameroon, they will see this as an opportunity to go out there and exhibit a good brand of football while winning comfortably on the way as well. Will it be very easy? Probably not, but I expect them to win without any trouble.
All right, Daniel, do you expect any changes from the Cameroonians in terms of starting 11? Was there anything you picked up from the opening game that gave you a hint that possibly they might shuffle the pack a bit?
I no, because the team we saw start against Burkina Faso is usually the team that they go for, especially the front with Abubakar and Toko Ekambi. You say Choupo-Moting is on the bench, but since that partnership between Ekambi and Abubakar started to tick, it's always been very difficult for Choupo to get into the starting 11. A player who came in and excited in the second half was Clinton Njie, but he looks like more of an impact sub, and I don't think he'll be in the starting 11 today. What I'm looking forward to is how Cameroon approaches this game, because before the Burkina Faso game, we knew that physical battle was going to be existent. It was going to be very evident in that game, and it was probably going to be the reason why Cameroon would struggle. This time around, Ethiopia are not the most physical team. They like to play football. And I'm also saying this Cameroon team is also a very technically gifted team, so they can play football. They are stronger, and they have more quality in their team. They are playing at home. The importance of that first game, getting that win under those circumstances, cannot be overlooked. I think they've received their fair share of criticism. They will have a renewed mindset going into this one. And look, not to disrespect Ethiopia, but Cameroon has to win. And I think we are going to see more than 2 goals in this game for Cameroon. I think it's going to be one of those games where they'll try and assert their authority very early in the game, and they have the men to be able to do that. And also because of stylistically, the way Ethiopia plays is almost suited to what Cameroon likes. If you watched in the second half between Burkina Faso and Cameroon had a lot of counter-attacking opportunities. In fact, that goal which some say should have stood came from a counter-attack where they won the ball of the Burkina base and Abubakar put it in the back of the net. So it's one of those things. Expect Ethiopia to have the ball, noisy possession. They'll pass the ball around. Cameroon with that midfield dominance, Colin Fai, my very good friend Zambo Anguissa. These guys would know how to dominate them physically, get the ball to the guys at the top to put it in the back.
I actually expect maybe I think perhaps Basagog might start or should start in this sort of game with his speed and his intelligence, and replacing Gamaleyu, by the way, because I just didn't think that Gamaleyu was as impactful as was expected. You look at Basagog, he's got more skill than Gamaleyu, he's got more speed than him, and for this Ethiopia team, I think that sort of game, players running in behind, might actually serve the Cameroonian team the world. But let's start that. Ethiopia have won an AFCON game in 46 years.
It's not going to happen today either.
In 46 years. And in the 21st century, they have never beaten a team in Africa, a CAF team, ranked in the top 50.
It's going to continue.
Unbelievable.
Wow. They have
in the 21st century, they've never beaten a CAF team ranked in the top 50. Any other victory they've recorded have been teams that are ranked 110th or something like that all the way back. And it's not a good record.
That is really
And Cameroon themselves, by the way, have not lost a game to any team ranked below them in the AFCON since 2010.
Wow.
9 matches have been played since then.
So your thoughts?
I think I have a few interesting things just add to what Fen said. I think I saw somewhere that Cameroon have not lost a competitive game in Cameroon since like 1980 or 1970.
Yeah,
something ridiculous like that. So I don't expect them to lose anytime soon. But when you talk about the head-to-head, there's not really much to talk about. Cameroon and Ethiopia don't seem to play each other a lot. They met once at AFCON 1970. Cameroon won. They met once at the CHAN 2016. It was a draw. And it goes into what we've been saying about Ethiopia. Ethiopia were featuring a lot in the early AFCON. So if you look at the 60s and 50s and early 70s, they were appearing at the AFCONs and then they just stopped appearing. So that was their football heyday. I think they finished 4th maybe once or something like that. You know that. It was also 8 teams, so it doesn't really mean much. They're not much of a footballing power.
It means much. That's when you won an AFCON.
It means much.
So that
was when you won an AFCON. Yeah. So 2 of them actually.
It doesn't matter who came 4th. It matters who won. So let's not talk about 4th place.
Okay.
But I think when we look at Cameroon, they're a good, strong team. I got some stats from our friends at Opta. So they have an algorithm that gives teams a chance of winning. Interestingly, Cameroon's chances are fairly low, 3.9. Compared to even Ghana, we've lost our first game and we are still about 6.4. So I think it's based on your path in the competition, who they think you meet and whether they think you beat them. So right now, they're not seen as favorites, but they win this game, you see their chances shoot up. Because again, it's a working algorithm, it keeps moving. They had a very good game against Burkina Faso, a nice XG of 2.3. Obviously held by the penalties, which they scored, very important. Their open play XG is not as high because you look at someone like Abubakar, his non-penalty goal XG is only 0.4. But because of the penalties, when you add that, it shoots up closer to 2. It's just how it is. And they were fairly compact at the back. Against XG of about 1.96. So they were keeping it very tight and they moved the ball very nicely, 84% pass accuracy. And when you look at the teams that pass the most and have the most passes per sequence, they are up there. They are definitely one of the top 5, top 6 teams in that regard. So they move the ball very well. Like you said, very strong midfield. And this is a midfield that I would like to see against Ethiopia, who also like to move the ball. But I think that physical edge will just double up because now you have the technical and the physical superiority. So I think they'll win the midfield battle. But like you said, Ethiopia like to have the ball. I think Cameroon are more willing to play on the counter-attack when it suits them with that pace. So which is why I to say Basogog. And maybe Nj, this might be a good game for him to start. Maybe they both flank Abubakar. He's a more physical presence. He lays the ball off to them. Keep it simple. But like I said, this game is Cameroon's to lose, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. The other game in the group happens to be between Cape Verde and Burkina Faso. Cape Verde have one win already. The Burkinabes are chasing their first win. I don't know.
This is the game I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
This is the game I'm looking forward to.
Without Bertrand Traore.
Without Bertrand Traore.
Wow, the Burkinabes will have to try and find something.
Look, it's going to be a titanic battle. Burkina Faso, just like Cameroon, have some technical quality in there, but what sets them apart from everybody is their physical quality. They are able to go out and dominate teams physically. But if you watch Cape Verde also, and if you watch them through the qualifiers, FIFA World Cup qualifiers and AFCON qualifiers, they can also stand their ground in terms of that physical battle. We saw them against Nigeria in both legs. Nigeria tried to bully them around the pitch, but they didn't allow them to. On set pieces too, they are a dangerous opposition to face, not necessarily because of the threat in the box, it's because of the quality in delivery. They have some technical players who can hurt you if you allow them the freedom to get those crosses into the box. So this is a game I'm looking forward to. I feel it favors Cape Verde more, because Cape Verde will know that one more point they are through to the round of 16. That's just what it is. They've already have 3 points, one more point, 4 points. They are safely through. For Burkina Faso, they know they have to win, and you don't want to go into that last game against Ethiopia needing to win a victory in that game, because
which they probably will get,
but
it might not be enough.
It might not be enough. Of
you
course.
don't want that.
So you really want to get yourself 3 points just to calm your nerves in that last game against Ethiopia.
A small aside about Cape Verde, if you look at their squad, a lot of guys in the Portuguese league, and they've even been complaining that their domestic league is not as good anymore, because like all the good youngsters straight to Portugal. So they have a lot of players getting trained in the Portuguese league. So this is a team, because they're a small country, we underrate them a bit, but they have very talented players playing in very good leagues around Europe, especially in the Portuguese league. So it's not a nobody team, despite being a quote-unquote small country.
All right.
They didn't, to be honest, they didn't make the significant leap after AFCON 2013 when they came.
I remember, I think they were in Ghana's group.
We faced them in the knockout stages, I believe. Wakasu scored a brace, and in that tournament they were very good. They made it out of their group, and they were paired against Ghana. They lost 2-0 in a game where they completely dominated. But we've said time with that number. It was a game where Ghana's quality came to show. Ghana had 2 really good opportunities. Wakasu scored a penalty. Then Cape Verde went pummeling Portal Daudel's goal. They kept coming. Then counter-attack. Wakasu was through, scores again. But, that was his AFCON debut.
That's when he used extensions.
Yes, that thing.
Braids.
Peacock hair in that tournament. And then Ghana won of that game, of course, by 2-0. Went to face Burkina Faso, and then the rest is history. I've never seen poorer officiating in AFCON history than in that game between Ghana and Burkina Faso in 2013. The worst AFCON officiating in history, in my opinion.
More than Tunisia Mali.
Of course.
Tunisia Mali from yesterday.
Yeah, it was worse than that.
Yes,
Look, I agree with you.
You should go back and watch the game.
Tunisia Mali was not.
The referee.
It wasn't like 90 minutes of bad refereeing. It was just a few minutes.
The referee was earmarked to go to the 2014 World Cup. After that game, he was kicked off.
The thing I remember from that game is Bansi. I think I still have nightmares when I see tall
the
black
referee
guys with
sent
blonde
off
hair.
Burkina's best player
Jonathan
for no
Papa,
offense.
No offense.
That decision was actually overturned for the final.
All right,
It was that bad.
Sedoff in Airport Residential.
And we still didn't win.
We still didn't win on penalties. Sedoff in Airport Residential says, Mali is the most organized team I've seen this AFCON. The off-the-ball movements of the players is top-notch. They know their intervals very well and where to be at each point in time. It makes me wonder why our Black Stars are this disjointed. This is Sedoff from Airport Residential.
The Black Stars always catching stray bullets.
I don't get it. They just can't catch a break.
Ghanaians are frustrated. It's just how it is.
It's just frustration. All right, let's have a look at the fixtures for today once again. All those games coming up in Group A of the 2021 AFCON in Cameroon. You've got Cameroon versus Ethiopia at 4 p.m. and then Cape Verde versus Burkina Faso at 7 p.m. Guys, who wants to give us a prediction?
Today.
No 1 p.m. The 1 p.m. games return tomorrow.
Yeah.
Predictions, guys?
Cameroon 3-0.
3-0. We get our first big score of the competition today. All right, friends?
I think, Cameroon to win. maybe 2-0. And Cape Verde and Burkina Faso to end in a cracking 2-2 draw.
Okay. Susu?
I agree with him on the draw part. I would say 1-1, considering the finishing we've seen. And I think 2-0 or 1-0 to Cameroon against Ethiopia. I think Ethiopia are going to draw a blank regardless of what Cameroon do. So, or Cameroon.
Yeah, they definitely won't be scoring.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Okay, all right. The guys have given their predictions. I don't know what you think. The games are on. They are live 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. So you can find a television somewhere and watch. And then you can follow all we do in terms of this show, coverage, artwork, stats, everything on our handle.
If you missed anything, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please subscribe to the YouTube channel
Citi
to watch
Sports
the show
Ghana.
again. Citi Sports Ghana,
Yeah.
Citi Sports GHA on Twitter, and citisportsonline.com for all your stories and AFCON related reading material. My name is Nathan Kwao. I had Fenton Tahiru, Daniel Cranting, and Susu Graham with me on another exciting episode of the AFCON Daily Show. We are back tomorrow. We'll look back on the games played today. We'll look ahead to the games that will be played tomorrow. And then there's Ghana versus Gabon at 7 p.m. on Friday. We'll talk a lot more about that on tomorrow's show. But do enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, take care, and bye-bye.